Okay. There you go. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate your time and knowing that there are a lot of issues going on in Northwest. We're going to see if we can get through this. I want to talk a little bit about the election information worksheet that I have started. And I'm going to try very, very hard to get it up on the screen and show you what I have filled in for your approval. And I'm going to need a little bit more information, suggested information from you guys, so I can turn it in. At least we can do it, use it for our meeting on the 8th for approval by the board. So I'm going to try to share my screen. And let's see. I hope. That's
Yes.
not it. That is not it. So I thought. Okay. Hey Vic, how do I get rid of this darn thing? Oh, it never stop share. I see that. Never mind. Let me try one more time, guys. I'm new to this and I'm too old for this new technology. Let's see.
We've all had to take time learning.
Okay, share screen. And let's see. Let's see if I do it this way. Okay, you guys see that?
You need to open up the worksheet first and then share it.
You are screen sharing. I did open it up and I can see it in my spot here. But you guys don't see
What we see is your desktop that says all these things on it.
Okay.
Go click on it, because
Click on it?
you've got the draft, you've got your. Click on it, you got your file manager on top. So you have to click on the thing. You have to stay and share screen. You can't keep going in and out.
Let's see. If I share this, okay, I want to go to my documents, and then could I hit the actual document on my documents thing? Yeah, I see Cynthia's. Yeah. So, okay, I'm hitting that and I'm gonna hit share, I guess. Now you see my documents, the various documents I have there?
Yeah,
Yes.
now click on it.
Double click it
Double click
or
it.
click, whatever yours does.
Do you see that?
It highlighted it, that was all. Makes me want to double click it.
Let me try one more thing. I just noticed something. Maybe I might get this. Let's see. Do you all see that?
No, I see us.
You're not sharing the screen.
Oh boy, I hate this. The screen. Yeah, okay. And you see that.
Yeah, there's some glitch there.
If you're not, you have to have that as on the top of your screen, the worksheet.
Okay, I hit the top of my screen, the worksheet. You see that now?
No,
Darn. Oh,
minimize this one. Minimize the file manager.
Tell them how to do it.
You're telling me like I know what.
Yeah,
a
tell them
file-
how to.
Go
do
to
it.
the right where the minus sign is. Press
Go-
it.
Go to the right, right here.
On the file
The
manager,
top right,
on the top right, you have file manager.
you have a dash, a square, and an X. X takes you off the screen.
On the dash, you have to minimize your file manager because it's on the top of your screen.
How about if I try to send it to one of you guys and who knows how to do it? Yes,
Yeah, send it to Craig.
Craig, can I send it to you?
Sure. You have to make me host or co-host or whatever.
Secret cool. Oh, you are co-host, Craig. I think maybe our
Okay, now I am.
so let me send this to you. Hang on just 1 second.
Which of my emails are you using? Because you're not using my you didn't use my Northwest before.
Again, okay. Hey, you know what? Victor,
Is it on?
Victor, could you send it to him? Because I know I sent it to you.
I haven't heard Victor talking.
He's there. I see him. He's
I see him, but
muted.
he's muted and he isn't talking.
Is it on the agenda?
No, it's not.
You didn't put it in the
Oh, no.
files?
I was working on it yesterday.
So you didn't put it in any of the files?
No,
Great.
let me, so, Craig, which one do you want me to show it and send it to you?
Either, any of them. I've got them all opened.
Okay, I'm sending it to your Gmail, CAGTEX, is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, here it goes. There you go.
Okay, sent. Okay. Open with. Let me download it.
Sorry, I promise to get better.
Okay. Let's see. Share screen. Do you see it?
There it is. God, you're a lifesaver, Craig. Thank you. So just to go over what I put in, but it's completely subject to your approval. The instructions up on item number 2 is select a 4 to 6 hour block. Now, I put in that 11 to 5 piece right up there in that area, only because that's 6 hours. And it seems to me that afternoons might be easier for people to get to than a morning. I don't like the fact that it's just 6 hours that they're limiting us, but that's what I'm doing. Diana, you're muted. I see you moving.
Thank you. Can you put, yeah, thank you. So we can see the first page before we get to the second page. Thank you.
So like I said, on item number 2, you're looking at 4 to 6 hour window. So I put 11 to 5. If you guys want something different, let me know. I'm more than willing to do whatever it is that you guys want.
Is this
But-
live polling you're talking about?
Yes,
Yeah, and what day of the week is this on? Do we know what day of the week? August,
August 1st.
no,
I'm
that's,
sorry, April 1st.
and what day of the week is that?
Hang on.
Because the time may make a difference. If it's on a weekday, I think we want a later time.
April. April 1st is,
2023.
it's a Saturday.
Okay,
It's a Saturday. Thoughts?
can I ask why they're changing our election from June up to April?
What I got was that because we were the last time, they're reversing the order so that we could to give someone else the opportunity to do it last or for the end.
I'm going to suggest that at some point you say to them, it would make more sense for neighborhood councils to have the same month every year rather than changing our month. I don't
Disagree.
understand that at all.
Yeah, because it's not days or weeks, it's months difference.
Yeah. I really would like to file an objection to the change.
Craig, you had something to?
I said I disagree. It, you know, we were sitting in this thing, we got a clerk's office, they have to do things on a schedule. And the whole process is giving everybody a fair chance at doing it and getting everything done correctly. You know, to sit there and say, oh, we're gonna do it all the same time every year, when they have to have a schedule is sort of like, hey, I have no problem with doing it in April rather than June. And I mean, and it would, you know, and making, you've known about this for how long? Like 2 months, 3 months now, 2 months now. I knew about it before I was on an ad hoc committee.
I
Hey,
didn't know
I'm
about it.
I
that they
just-
were gonna change it.
just a minute.
If
Yeah,
you're gonna
I-
talk on the phone, Diana, mute yourself.
Gwen is asking to be moved over. She's on this committee and she's over in the participant thing, needs to be moved over to a,
I don't see, okay, she must have been moved over. I don't see her on the list.
She's moved
oh,
over.
there she is.
Thank you. I've been sitting there waving my hand and trying to get people's attention.
Can't see you until now we can. Do your video so we can take a look at you.
Oh, heavens, no. Not at the moment.
Okay. So at this point, I can ask them if there's a problem them moving it, but their justification seemed, you know, going along with what Craig said, it seems like it's fair. Since we were last, the other neighborhood councils were complaining that they were too early. I think the city clerk is going to have a problem with it. But I can ask and see what they say, but I don't see we're going to get much leverage out of it, because it's not just us, it's the whole.
It's the whole region.
The whole
Right,
region.
no, I was just suggesting that it be a regular month every year, So if they want us to be April, that it'd be April every year. If they want us to be June,
So-
not keep changing the month on us. That was my suggestion.
Okay, so, but we're okay.
And I
for
wasn't
this
even thinking
election
that this
cycle.
year's probably done, but in the future, it seems
Okay.
to me it would make more sense to have a regular month for the elections.
I got you. That makes sense. And I'll forward that thing, because I think it would be a benefit to all neighborhood councils
Yeah,
so that they know what they can expect moving on. So, okay, we're gonna go ahead and stay with this. The time frame, is that okay with you all? For a Saturday?
I would make it later,
Okay, any suggestions as to how late?
12, like 12 to 6.
12 to 6, okay. Any objection to that?
no,
No,
Okay. Gwen, you have something to say?
no, I agree.
Okay. Just so that you know, we're reviewing the election information worksheet. that you-
Yes, I was looking at, okay.
Okay, so looking at item number 3, I'm seeing, they're asking for a location. I'm gonna suggest Peck Park. Have I talked to them? No, but I can if it's if you guys are in agreement to it. And then I'll also have to find out who the contact is.
Yeah.
It would be Jennifer, is her
Well,
name.
I'm gonna go ahead and double check on that, who would be the contact.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take it for granted that we know at this point, but I will check on that.
City might.
and then you'll be able to check the yes box.
Yeah, absolutely. So are we okay with Peck Park?
Yes.
Okay.
What would be alternate?
Well, there is an alternate, and that's where I want your input. If someone has an alternate location, just in case.
The Harbor Police Department might
Huh.
be sensible.
They wouldn't want a lot of people coming in and out.
That's probably very true. They're still very concerned about numbers of people.
Mm. There a place of faith around that in our area?
Most people don't want it. Peck Park is like open to public, but schools wouldn't want it. Churches probably wouldn't want it.
In view of the recent events, we may want to look for another place to do the polling. Because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be sensitive for a little bit.
It's April.
Yeah, Craig, I think you make a good point, but I do have to agree, it is gonna be out in April. So,
Yeah, I mean, things don't, I mean, things seems to persist a lot today. So, I mean, we need to really think about another venue, whether we could get a school. What about the Christensen Center?
well, that's a good idea.
That doesn't have much indoor space, Craig. It's all been turned into offices. I think that would be challenging. I don't know, Vic, are you on? I don't think they currently would have the indoor space to do it.
What's our deadline for deciding this?
It has to go in August 1st, but we're gonna be asking for forgiveness. They're not gonna say no.
It has to be approved by the board at the next board meeting, right?
Yes,
The one place that I'm aware of that we did use for a planning committee meeting one time was a church, if someone was willing to have it at a church. It was the one that Bob Bryant belongs to, the Episcopal Church, and they
So,
have quite a large area.
Victor has his hand up. Victor, you wanna go ahead?
There's one classroom at the center, Science Center, that they use as as an actual classroom, as opposed to, like Diana said, they turn the rest into offices. So if that is enough space, then it's a possibility, but we'd also have to find out about it being on a Saturday and stuff like that, which I don't think should be a problem, but you never know with LAUSD.
It's also not very centrally located for our district. And I'm continue to be amazed at how many people don't even know it's there.
Well,
what
that gives it
classroom
an
would work?
advantage.
Could I offer up a possibility, and I can check on it, is maybe the Assistants League? I understand they have a large,
They do,
large
For that
conference room.
back room, if they don't have it full of things.
yeah.
Where's the parking availability?
None.
They have a parking right next to their building
They have their own
But it's
parking
not a
lot,
lot.
and also on the street.
but they have their own lot as well. I like that one, Ray.
Do I have you all permission to look at?
I
the,
mean, it's people getting to the Assistance League is just as problematic as Christensen.
I think so too.
But we do
It's
have
much
the
more
opportunity.
central to our district, however.
But we do have the opportunity for a larger area possibly. I don't know what the classroom might look like at the Christensen Center.
I think Christensen Center has better parking,
It does,
easier parking, I should say.
it does.
Okay, may I offer a plan B here?
Could be Plan B.
And the plan B would be, can I check with the Christensen Center and see if they're even open to it? And then if that doesn't work, then I go with the, I'll shoot for the Assistants League.
Sounds like a plan.
Because we do have a connection with the Assistants League with John,
Yeah,
and he has offered up the facility to us in the past. Would I have your permission to do that?
Mhm. Yeah. Fine.
Well, that means, you have to connect, you have to contact all three places.
I have to contact all three places. What three places?
What's the
Tech
third one?
Park, and two alternates.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I will be doing that.
Gwen has her hand up and for some reason she's not
I'm wondering if she wants to be moved
moved
over.
over. She's moved back for some reason. Maybe she had to go out and come back in.
So for the alternate location, can I, do I have permission to choose one or the other, given the availability and the approval?
You're gonna bring it to the board anyway with your recommendation, so.
Right. But I just want to make sure that it's okay with you guys if I find one that says they're fine with it and then just list it for approval by the board.
Are we taking a vote? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, unless everyone just says, yeah, Ray, go ahead and do it.
Yes, Ray, that's Gwen.
Okay, Gwen says yes.
Don't you
yes.
think it would have been faster just to ask for a vote instead of
Well, I'm asking
beating
for it
around
now,
the
Craig.
bush?
Can we just move on? Can you say
Okay.
yes or no?
Are you calling the roll? Yes.
Okay, Craig, yes. Gwen, yes. Diana?
Yes,
Cynthia?
Yes.
Yes, and I say yes too. Okay, so I'll be checking up the Christensen Center first and then the Assistants League next, if that proves a problem. Okay, item number 4. Let's see,
I hear Mishka.
where are we?
yeah, yes.
I have to close the
So
window.
they're asking for other language. They have up there, if I remember correctly, Spanish, Korean, and Chinese as alternate languages. I put in there Spanish. If there is something else that you all would like me to check into, I would.
We have to pay for the translation, right?
Right?
And we never in Northwest never felt a need for the Spanish before. I don't know.
Okay.
And it's on a Saturday. It might cost more too, because it's not a regular work day for them.
I say we take it to the board
I
with
say,
the cost.
I say we research our own makeup and, as an area, our district, and find out how many Spanish speakers there are, because that census information is around. It is available. And also recruit and start reaching out in Spanish. We really should.
Well, that's the need here, or the anticipated need is we need an alternate language so that outreach and other options
Well,
become available.
look, and then the other thing is you guys haven't read this. It says specify language needs for your NC. The following documents will automatically be translated into Spanish, Korean, and Chinese.
Each additional language, you're right.
Okay, so we put Spanish, it's not going to be at an additional cost. If you want to ask for other languages, it'd be at an additional cost.
Thank you, Craig.
So I'm thinking we can just go with the Spanish just to be inclusive.
The
No,
interpreter,
it's automatically on Spanish. They're automatically being translated into Spanish, Korean, and Chinese.
but the interpreter might be a separate issue. Perhaps two fields are irrelevant, but I don't know if the interpreter qualifies for, we automatically get a Korean interpreter, a Chinese interpreter, and a Spanish interpreter for no cost.
The documents, I mean, the question is, do we need a Spanish interpreter at the parking, at the place, and that we can put before the board and see what they want to do.
Can I speak? But once again, because of the cost, the idea and what I had just mentioned is to research this. Just find out what our district makeup is, how many Spanish speakers are, primary Spanish speakers.
When do you have a suggestion as to who's going to do the research?
I'll do it
And when will you have it done by?
this afternoon.
What
Okay.
is your qualifications to research this?
Do you want to do it, Craig?
I didn't ask to do it. You're saying
My-
you say you're qualified to research this and you can do it this afternoon. I'm asking what your qualifications are. Do you have a problem with understanding that? If you don't have, I want to know if you're qualified to research this.
My qualifications are that I do have a good research ability. I am volunteering to do it, and I know the contacts. If I submit this to you and you find it deficit, or if you have a better suggestion as to a more qualified researcher, since I do know where to get this from the city, please offer it now.
I'm not offering it. I said we should take it to the board. I think it's minimal expense to have a translator on all our, we're going to allocate a certain amount of expense anyways for this event, and having a Spanish translator I think would probably be a benefit.
So I'm gonna ask, because I've seen the extensive research that Gwen has undertaken, and she does seem to have a good handle to looking things up. The added information will not hurt us if we have it for our meeting. So Gwen, if you would go ahead and take a look at it, we'll take the question to the board for that last item, interpreter, and see if it's even necessary, if the board wants to go with it.
Sure,
But at least we'll have the information. Is that okay with you all?
that was the intent. Thank you.
Thank you, Gwen. So Craig, would you like me to go down the line and see if everyone agrees to that?
What?
Fine.
Okay, Diana, is that good?
Yeah, yes.
Cynthia, is that good? Good plan?
Is what she said going to be final, or is that just going to be brought to the board?
It's just going to be brought as additional information should we need it. It's not final. She's just a volunteer, and she's going to bring the information when we
Okay,
discuss that at the board meeting. Is that good?
yes.
Great. Craig, okay with you?
Yes.
Okay, and Gwen, you're good with that?
I will do that. Yes.
Great, thank you.
Can you ask for what the cost is for the interpreter?
Yeah, that's what I was curious about.
I can ask if there is,
Turn the thing off.
yeah, I'll ask if there's a cost to that. And so we'll move on to number 5, and number 5 is identifying who's going to be the contact for this.
I have a little information. John, well, first you need to spell his name right, but I think it got transposed. But we may want to confer with John and maybe have a secondary, because John had a health episode recently.
Yes, I know. And it was suggested early on, and he had agreed to it. So I want to go along and just double check with him. But right now, that's who we have. But yeah, if he feels that he's unable to do it by April, he actually feels that he'll be better equipped probably within the next 3 to 4 weeks, that he'll feel better.
Wow.
So anyway,
We need to have a secondary contact regardless.
we need to have a secondary contact. So if there is a name that you would like me to put on here, who would like to be it, who is qualified to be it, who's not going to be running.
Would that be an outreach committee member?
It would be,
Why-
that would be good.
I think we should ask David Rivera if he would do it for us. He's always volunteered and came through, and he's experienced with this.
David would be great if he would do it.
Yeah, he's very impartial.
If someone could forward me his contact, I should ask. I would be happy to ask, unless one of you have a better relationship with David, would like to ask.
Cynthia?
I will.
You'll do it?
Yes, I'll call David.
Okay, great. And you'll get back to us by when?
When do you need me to get back to you?
If you can maybe get back to me by, let me see today, maybe by Wednesday.
And just find out if he has a contact with,
If he's willing to be an alternate election contact person.
and but what does that imply for him? What will he have to
He
do?
would be the one that that the elections people would go to and talk to him. Should
The city
God-
election people?
It could be the city, it could be any host of people, but he would be the person who would go to for, he would be kind of,
If
I don't want to
jobs
say
are not available,
oversee
right?
or whatever, but definitely be able to, take the question and find answers should someone
Okay, I'll ask him.
have that opportunity. I think I heard Craig say that he's done this stuff before, right, Craig?
Yeah, David
He
Rivera's
ran
done.
our election for many years. He's
Yeah, so it
very-
seems
He's
to me
been on
that
the
he'd
committee, right?
be
No.
well qualified.
I thought he was on the
He
committee.
did our last in-person election with, what's his name? I can't even say the name. I'm fixating on your spelling of John. Am I being dyslexic?
No, I just,
Did
did
you?
it phonetically.
No, I'm fixating on the spelling of John on the outlet.
Oh.
That's what I mentioned.
yeah, I'll fix it.
I mentioned that earlier.
I just, like I said, I
Spell his
did
name
last
right
night
first.
and I was,
No, I couldn't, sometimes I reverse things around, so I'm looking at it and I'm trying to figure out whether I'm reversing it around or it was just
no,
misspelled.
it's all me. It's all on my shoulders. Okay, so we're gonna bring, with the additional information or, yeah, with the additional information, we'll get it, we'll have it corrected. And we'll bring it to the board on the 8th for confirmation. But what I'll do is fill in the blanks for everyone as I get the information, and then we will move on. Okay,
Sounds good.
all right. Diana, that you okay with that?
Yep,
Cynthia, you okay?
Yes.
Craig, you okay?
Yes.
All right, and Gwen, you're
Well,
okay?
well, if David Rivera, for whatever reason, doesn't come through, would it be okay to just reach out to the outreach committee and ensure that there might be a secondary there? Unless anybody has another third option.
Well, look, they're asking for two. We have our work ahead of us. I don't want to complicate it a little bit more by looking at a third person. If we need
Okay.
it, then we'll outreach.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you for the suggestion. Okay, so I think we're done with that. I want to talk a little bit, if you have any input, if we can talk a little bit about the upcoming empty seat that we have. We have a somewhat of a challenge, and that challenge is, I think we can stop sharing the form here.
Okay. Is it still on share?
Yeah.
Let me-
Still there.
Okay.
Coming
don't
up
have
on,
much
coming up
time
on
left.
9:45 too.
Yeah,
I
I see
You
that.
don't have much time left.
Yeah. But I just want to let you know about a quick challenge that might have. It looks like we might have a person who's interested. I'll go ahead and say it, from the skate park, but looking at the map boundaries, there's a question as to actually the skate park is in our area now. So I have a call into the to Dunn, and they're supposed to give me a contact with the city clerk and the city. And my question to the city clerk is, do we have a better map that delineates our borders? We have a letter that we are going to be putting before the board to ask that question, because our previous letter was never responded to, right, Diana?
Right, we didn't really respond, so we were just sending basically that letter. I wasn't planning to take that to the board, right, because it wasn't a new.
Okay, well,
Basically just saying you didn't respond, now you need to respond.
that's fine.
No.
Okay.
Unless you need it going to the board. So the idea was to get a quick response because
I think that's a good
One,
idea.
if somebody's applied, then we're talking about something. Until somebody applies and we've reviewed all the applications, what are we talking about?
We're still talking about boundaries because it seems to be in, there's a impact that could.
Has somebody
affect-
applied?
We have someone in the wings, but.
Has somebody applied, or you're just talking to somebody? Do we
well,
have an application we're
We do
discussing?
not have an application.
So this is outside of what the board needs to do and what this committee needs to do.
We're talking about the border as a secondary topic, which this particular person
It's
brought.
not been agendized. There's no applicant. Or what are
And
we
Ray doesn't
talking
have a lot
about?
of time. We have to kind of move on.
I would like to make a suggestion that because there is this difficulty with the map that does affect this, that we extend the time of the application for a month so that they're hopefully done, we'll be able to work out the
They
problem.
should have done it before.
Right. I second the idea.
You know, if this is the case, we can't use the police station anymore as a meeting place. So, or as,
Well,
or
even
anything
that,
else. So
even that is in question, that there's a map that shows us, but we just need to get the map
We need to
figured
get the
out.
map straightened out.
There are many border issues, many.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to bring up, that we're inquiring again regarding that so that we could get some definite answers.
I would like to move that we extend this for the application period for, we've never, look, you can't present an application without going before the board, and we can't open up the position without going before the board and opening it up. So it can't be done on next meeting anyways.
And I completely agree with you, Craig. And I think we're moving in that direction. It sounds like I appreciate your motion. If I'm thinking that that's kind of where we might be leaning, if I can get a second.
I seconded Diana, but I will second again.
All right. So any discussion? I see no hands, and I don't see anyone raising their physical hands. So we'll call for the vote to extend it for an additional month. Diana?
Yes,
Cynthia,
Yes.
Craig,
Yes.
Gwen.
Yes.
Okay, and I'll make it unanimous. But, okay, we're gonna extend our search for an additional month so that we can address the issue of boundaries. I'm gonna ask if it, with your permission, if we can go ahead and close this meeting. I know we had another another item, but it's not critical at this particular point. So with your permission, can we go ahead and close the meeting? Unless there's public comment out there. I forgot to ask for public comment. I see no hands. I see no attendees. So no public comment at this point.
I
We'll
move
take-
we adjourn.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
second.
Okay.
All in
Thank you.
favor?
All in, okay, we doing all in favor instead of a roll
Yeah.
call?
Aye,
Okay,
aye,
all in
aye.
favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for being here. Thanks, Victor.
Hey, have a good press conference.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right,
Bye.
see
I'm
ya.
glad you're going on our behalf.
Thank you.